What's going on, everyone? This is the next reel-to-reel on the BROADWAVE. Again, reel-to-reel, right? We're bringing reels of tape life to real life. I'm Cam, the Senior National Training Manager. We have a lot to get into today, so we're going to switch over to the slides, talk about the high-level specs, and we'll do some demos here after that. All right. As you know, right, reel-to-reel, the famous logo here. We're going to talk about the BROADWAVE today. So this is our new wall washer, DMX controlled. There's a lot of really unique things about this that I'm excited to talk about. We'll get into the specs here. The biggest two things I want you guys to know on the specs here are that it's 120 volt. Okay, so that you're not dealing with drivers. So this is perfect for commercial buildings, specifically when you're dealing with architects, engineers, and lighting designers. Engineers notoriously do not want to deal with drivers on an outdoor application, specifically on commercial projects. So this is great. It's going to be able to get you in very quickly on a job, not having to deal with the drivers, but also that the DMX 512 controllable decoder is on board. This is even more important. So we actually were able to integrate the decoders onto each fixture, allowing you to not have to try to deal with wire management, hiding the decoders, housing them in a larger, inside closet where you're doing a whole bunch of different types of wire management. So when talking about this product, those are the two highest level specs I could really focus on today. But also though that this is a very strong extruded aluminum body with tempered glass. It's beautiful when you see it in person. And it's also, we give you two different options for sizes. So 2 feet and 4 feet. The 2-foot section is at 540 lumens. That is obviously at all colors on, meaning that red, white, green, blue, all of it is turned on at the same time. So just note that you'll be able to see on the spec sheet that when you're just doing red or just doing blue or just doing green, we'll also allocate lumen outputs to each color as well. We also have the 4-foot section. This is going to be one that's really bright. You're at a 1,125 lumens. Okay, so those are the two different length options. The beam angle, if it matters to you, is 30 by 85 degrees. And so this really gives you this nice, even illumination going up the building facade. You'll have to check this out in person. You can put it up to a wall and kind of showcase the beam spread and kind of see the differences when you have it both vertical as well as horizontal. And then 150 degree rotary angle. So we'll talk about that here in just a little bit, but that's one of the mounting options that you have to give you some flexibility when you want to mount this on a wall. And then just note too, this is wall and ceiling mountable. Now there are ways to do this on the ground. We can help you with that and consult you with that, but really the idea behind the design for the BROADWAVE is to have this both either wall mounted or ceiling mounted. Just note too, you can see at the bottom there, right, you're doing with max run off of one input voltage of 120 volt to up to 277, you can do 30 fixtures in total off of one max run. So you can literally daisy chain 30 fixtures together, which is fantastic, meaning that you can do a very, very large commercial job, maybe off of just 2 power inputs or maybe even 1 power input. And then just in Diode LED fashion, we try to always have very strong warranties. So for a commercial grade outdoor wall washer that's DMX controlled, 5 years is fantastic. Usually on average, you're looking at around 1 to 3 years. Wanted to showcase this from the spec sheet, just giving you some of the sizing. You can notice too, obviously we have the 2-foot and 4-foot sections, but just note it is a very, very minimal width at 1.79 inches, as well as the height is only 2.74 inches. So this is not one of those wall washers that you see from some of our competitors that are very bulky, they're massive, right? They're extremely expensive. The idea behind the BROADWAVE was to capture about 80% of the wall washing applications that you're going to work on. This does not have all of these different types of optical controls and all of these unique features that some wall washers out there have, but that is the reason why we chose not to go down that route, is we wanted to be able to kind of utilize this product in what is most common with wall washing applications, where you don't need all of those features. You need something that is cost effective, minimalistic in design, right? Small form factor that can get the job done. Now, just note though, this can only, on average right now, we're kind of estimating around 4 to 5 story buildings. So just keep that in mind. This is not for your skyscrapers. It's not for anything that's, 10 stories and above and stuff like that. You're looking at a good wash that is even and consistent around 4 of the 5-story buildings. So just keep that in mind when specifying this or utilizing this on your next project. I wanted to showcase a cool video just to be able to demo this. We will demo this in person here as well, but I think this is going to showcase just kind of what you can utilize color changing on the outside of a building facade and how it can really transform that space. You can see here, this is actually our office here, headquarters here in Reno, Nevada. There is a little bit of a lip at the top of the building, so you're obviously not getting the full punch that you would see if you did not have that lip. We could have mounted it differently, but we wanted to really showcase the colors below to be able to see the different, kind of the vibrant colors as well as how far it can go up a building. Obviously, you could have daisy chained this even closer together and done each pillar. This was just for the demo to showcase it. Here we go. Let's get into the demo here. I'm gonna switch over to the top down. All right, so I have a 2-foot section of the BROADWAVE that I'm about to showcase some of the different color options and what the whites look like, the pastel colors, meaning when you have a color and you have white mixed in it. But I did want to showcase just another 2-foot section on the top down. As you can see here, right, very small, indiscreet form factor. You have the bottom side right here where you actually have the DMX connectors coming out, okay? You can see both sides have that as well. I'm going to showcase too just kind of what the actual lens looks like. It's a beautiful, very smooth lens. Doesn't kind of protrude out. It's very, very smooth. You can see here, right, it's not that big. And that's what I love about this fixture is the small form factor for a wall washer. Usually you see things out there that are, you know, twice the size, 3 times the size as this, as well as 5 times more pricely. Here you go. All right, so I'm going to showcase here with another 2-foot section here. Just know, obviously, colors come out a little bit different through a camera, but we're going to showcase just some of the different colors here. Okay, so I'm going to showcase a red. This is a green right here, and then you have the blue. There you go. There's the blue. All right, and then what I can do, though, is I can go back to the red. 1 second here. There we go. And then I can actually mix in the white. So notice how it kind of changed a little bit by just mixing in the white. Then you can take a little bit of the white out. Also, you can take out colors using DMX controls, right? So you can go like this and then mix in a green, mix in a blue as well, and then even more blue, right? So you can really kind of have dynamic control over this BROADWAVE by mixing in different colors, bringing down the RGB values. Obviously, this is a preset controller. We can do the DMX programming for you as well. And so then also, I wanted to showcase the mounting accessories on this. So I'm going to start by showing them by themselves first, and then actually how they're mounted to the BROADWAVE. So the BROADWAVE will come with a standard just mounting clip that looks very similar to this. Okay, so this is just automatically sent with the BROADWAVE, and then you can also get a rotating clip. I'll show it on this one actually, perfect. I'll do that. Then you can also get a rotating clip as well that gives you about 150-degree rotation. So I'm going to showcase it here, bring this up a little closer. Okay, and switch this over. So you can see here, this is the mounting clip. All you do is you actually slide this on right here. So you can see this groove here. Let me actually bring it up a little bit. See the groove on the back side here? It's like a raceway. All you have to do is just slide this on. Okay, you slide it on, figure out where you want your mounting, and then in the actual box, you'll have multiple different things. You'll have a smaller Allen wrench for the standard mounting clip that then you can come in here, tighten it down wherever you want, as well as a larger Allen wrench. This is for the actual 150-degree mounting. It's the same idea. You slip it on the same way through the raceway, and then you can figure out where you want that mounting, and then right here is where you're going to see that set screw. And you can actually tighten that set screw, and then what's cool about it is on the back side here, and let me turn this off so that there's no light pollution here. All right, let me bring this up here a little closer. You can notice that we even give you the degrees when trying to decide what mounting degree you want. So it goes all the way down from 0, you have 30, 60, 90, and 120. Obviously, this does go up to 150 degrees. These are just giving you some set degrees so that you can kind of know where you're mounting it at. Awesome. All right. So switch back to the slides here. Wanted to talk about accessories next. These are the accessories that you get that are offered with the BROADWAVE. Really, all you're seeing here is just different extension cord options if you're going to actually plug it in and not actually do a hardwired option. Different types of extension wires. So if you're daisy chaining these BROADWAVEs, you can go up to 15 feet or 6 feet as well. There are ways to do longer daisy chains, but on average, that is around the most common type of extension cable that you need. And then also just different types of RJ45 connectors and splice cables and adapter connectors and also couplers as well. So if you ever need more training on DMX, we can offer that and kind of help you set up your system, train you on DMX design and all of that good stuff, as well as do DMX programming in-house. The good thing is I'm about to showcase some of this. We'll switch the demo on this. We'll do the DMX hardware options here. I'm going to showcase kind of the two most common controllers that we recommend when using DMX, specifically for the BROADWAVE, but also any other type of DMX controlled light solution that we offer. Okay, so we'll go over the high level specs and then I'll kind of show you the differences on a demo and why one is kind of a little bit more compatible and user friendly. One has more ability to be able to program and do even more dynamic scenes. So this is the Nicolaudi Stick DE3. Okay, it's one of our most popular controllers. It's both iOS, Android compatible, Wi-Fi control, has 3 zones. Okay, and then also it is very user friendly. This is sorry, my bad. This is the wrong. I have the wrong spec on it. This is the DMX wall control. I apologize about that. This the next one will be the Stick DE3. So the wall control is our most compatible and user friendly. So the preset zones, there's not as much offered, right? You only have 3 zones. But what's cool about the wall control is that you also can program it on the backside to do a lot more dynamic scenes. This fits in any North American size junction box and has a 5-year warranty. Okay, and then there's the actual Stick DE3. Okay, this is 10 zones. It has 8 preset zones though, so you can program it still with 10 different zones. But what I love about this controller is that if you're trying to just get someone off to the races, the 8 preset zones are awesome. And I'm about to showcase that by showing you the BROADWAVE over here lit up and then showcase the different preset zones. Before I do that, this is kind of what you're looking at, right? You have the very basic, different colors, the speeds of the scenes, different scenes, the dimmer, as well as you can actually control the RGB values. So, all right, I'm going to switch over to the camera with the BROADWAVE there. All right, so I wanted to showcase first the DMX wall mount control, kind of how it looks, right? So you can see, pretty basic. I'm going to turn on the power right here. And so I'm going to showcase just a few different things that you can do with this, right? So red, you can actually bring the red in. You can just do the green, blue, okay, as well as, and you can take the whites out. So for example, I can come back up the red right here and then do really, really nice deep reds. This is when you're taking all of the white outside of the color. This is not a pastel color. Then if I add white to it, that would be more of a pastel color, where you still have a little bit of red in there, but it's also white. You can mimic CCTs with this as well. So there's ways to be able to take that white and then try to mix it down into a blue to make maybe like a 6000 color. You could also come down up here and try to mimic more of like a 2700 or 3000 by mixing in either an amber or a red as well. Also, you can come back to the red, for example. I'm gonna take out the white, make it a nice red, and then you can also press this button right here and add different colors into it. So this is green being added into it, then a blue being added into it. So really kind of unique things. Also, you can cycle through like this by pressing the play button, and this will cycle through the different colors, kind of creating this more dynamic scene as well. Then this is for brightness as well, so you can hold it down and make it brighter or have it go less bright. So I can go back to the red, and let's see if this works here on camera. You can see it going down in brightness, okay, and I can press it again, have it go all the way back up in brightness. Okay, and then obviously these are your scenes that you could preset if you wanted to. We don't have them preset on this right now, but I could, for example, change it to a red or to a green over here. Sorry, let me go back to the one. Okay, I could change it to a green and then save that to scene 2 or scene 3. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to the other, the actual stick controller. And so you can see here, just a little bit of a different looking type of controller. So I can come here and go to scenes. So I'm gonna go all the way from scene 1. So scene 1 is just a red, okay? And this does have the white mixed into it right now. And then you can do greens, blues, yellow, a cyan, magenta. And then these are the more dynamic scenes coming up here. The 7 is gonna be a chaser. So it's going to switch very quickly. Doesn't have as much fluidity. And then you also have a rainbow. And a rainbow is very similar to the DMX wall mount when I press that play button, where it's kind of cycling through different colors, okay? So I'm gonna go back to a red scene, but then also you can go like this. And this is what I like about the stick versus the wall mount, is you have more control. You can notice, you can kind of actually see the RGB colors. And if you wanted to, you could then create a scene off of whatever color you want here, okay? Also, let's say I created that scene, but I don't like it. Then I could go like this and press the plus button, and it will go back to the original preset scene of red, okay? And then right down here, too, you can also switch through different colors, okay? And then you don't even have to cycle your hand through it. You can just press it. If you want, boom, press it to red, press it to blue, press it to purple. Okay, so really still a lot of flexibility and very easy user interface. But with this, right, you have a little bit more control over the user interface that's preset, as well as being able to program it on the backside. And now I just want a last demo on our stone brick wall here. This is actually a 4-foot section BROADWAVE here. As you can see, we're just doing the rainbow scene right now. Again, it doesn't come out as much of a punch to a video camera, but here in person, these are very, very vibrant colors. Just kind of giving you an example of the different colors that it can cycle through. And this is what wall washing will do, right? Create that nice dramatic effect, bringing out the stone. And making it become an actual feature point of the application. So definitely get a sample in hand, test this out at your next project, bring it into your showroom, into your office. This is a really, really cool one to play with and to be able to showcase to customers when trying to get them onto either just doing color change in general or actually doing some type of dynamic wall washing. So check out our Elemental LED YouTube channel. This has all of the past reel-to-reels as well as different types of videos that you can see, how-to videos, our quarterly virtual specifier trainings that we do every quarter. So again, check that out. Please make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification button. If you have any questions that you weren't able to send through the chat, also take a look at our email, training@diodeled.com. Send any type of inquiries, comments, questions, and we'll make sure to answer that within 24/7. So until next time, this is Cam, Senior National Training Manager with Diode LED.